Hello, everyone. It's really exciting. I was going to say it's really exciting to see all of your faces, but I actually can't see an awful lot of anything down here. However, it's really exciting to be here today. My name is Mark Ward. I'm co-founder at Thrive, and very, very close to the 6th birthday for Thrive. It'll be in just a couple of weeks, and the thing that has always been on our mind, our mission from the start, has always been to look at the way that learning takes a place within employee experience and the things that we are enabling our learners to do, how important experiences are. And this statement that you can see here sums that up quite nicely. It's the thing that was on our mind at the start, and it's remained a core part of everything that's been done since then. And so to be here today, seeing everything that's going on, it's incredible to see all the buzz that's around. Now, a big part of that journey, and something that has been genuinely a delight and really wonderful, is how big a part all of you have been in that journey. For some of the organizations that are represented here, you've been with us for the majority of that time, that 6 years that I was talking about. And the partnership that we've had, the way in which you've been patient with us at times, the way in which you have helped us to gain insight into the problems that you're facing and the challenges, and also the way in which you passionately work towards innovative solutions and find opportunities to do more, go beyond just meeting expectations when you're facing those challenges, but actually to say, hey, we can do better. We can make learning something that is a more useful part of everyday life for our teams. That's really exciting to be a part of. It's also something that has really contributed and fed into all of the products that we've built and all the solutions that we offer. So a massive thank you for that. Thinking about the last couple of years, what has our journey looked like? And thinking about that feedback and that the understanding that we gained from you, we were very much building towards being able to meet your expectations and deliver what we wanted to be able to deliver through 2022. And 2023 has been a year where we've really felt that we've been kind of working in our stride. There's some statistics on the screen behind me. I'm not going to kind of talk through every single one of them, but it increasingly feels that Thrive is the business that we had, or not just the business, it's providing the solutions that we had in mind when we first set out all of those years ago. And in some ways, to be at the point where we're looking at everything that's going on around and going, wow, this is beyond what we expected. This is meeting everything that we kind of ever thought we would be able to do. It's a kind of scary moment because there's an element there where you go, well, what comes next? But as we've been hearing from Dr. Pippa, this is a time where there's an awful lot of opportunity. And when we talk to all of you, when we talk to other organizations as well, we hear that there's still an appetite for more and opportunities to innovate, opportunities to do things in different ways. And beyond that, we also look at the technology. And I'm just a bit of a geek at heart, basically. So I get really excited about all of these new technologies that are available and the new ways in which we can work. Some things that have genuinely never been possible before are now becoming possible. And we look at that as an opportunity to reshape expectations, not just to kind of make things happen quicker in some of the ways that we've talked about already in the last session, but also really to change that paradigm altogether and to think about, in 5 years' time, what are the expectations going to be for learning? What are our business leaders going to be expecting of us in the work that we're doing? What are our end users, our learners, going to be expecting in terms of the way that they can get knowledge and information? And so with all of that, we kind of look forward to how do we prepare? How do we get ready for the next step? Dr. Pippa was talking about preparation again. It's all lined up rather nicely. So one of the ways in which we've been doing that is through growing our team of leadership and really being very purposeful about bringing people into our leadership team who are experienced and talented. People like Stacey Osme, who's joined us as head of project management, Gary Evans, who's joined us as VP of Customer Success, Leanne Ainsworth, who's joined us as Director of Operations. I'm going to forget a name here for sure. I'm not going to read out every single one of them. Each one of these people have come to the team with a great amount of experience and a great amount of talent And it is a real double whammy effect, because what we see is not only do they help us to spot the lessons that we need to learn, hopefully before we make the mistakes, but they also free up people that have been part of our team and hardworking to be able to focus and be more responsive and be ready for the next step. And so this kind of development of the leadership team has been hugely important. But being ready for that opportunity and being able to innovate and take those steps forward, sometimes into the technologies that are going to fail, sometimes into the solutions that aren't really going to work. In order to be able to do that, we need to be working at a higher capacity. We need to be working faster across more projects. And there's a real question about how do we make that happen? One of the things I'm really excited to be announcing today is that we are, over the course of the next 12 months, trebling the amount of investment into R&D, product technology. And with that, we're going to be punching the accelerator to be able to continue to develop the solutions that you've all been contributing to, the types of features that we've been hearing feedback on, and the things that we know are bread and butter, and make the system easier to use and make things, give us more opportunities. But beyond that, it will also give us the chance to really seize on some of the research and development angles that we're going to be exploring a little bit later on in this session. Now, as well as that additional investment, it's also important that we've got great leadership, and we talked about the impact that these leaders have. From the start of October, I'm very excited to be announcing that we're going to be joined in the leadership team by Ian Bromwich, who will be joining us as Chief Technology Officer. He has come to us from a position as UK CIO at HSBC, and he brings experience from organizations like Lloyds and Barclays. He is incredibly talented at building technical teams and also working with them to make sure that we can get the most from them and allow them to work in creative and engaging ways in the way that we were just talking about in the previous session. So it's a hugely exciting time to be here at Thrive, and in many ways we are feeling more and more like a more mature, slightly, I suppose, a company that's working in its stride. And with that in mind, I want to invite Cassie Gasson, our Chief Marketing Officer, to come and share a little bit with us about the brand and also the impact that Thrive's having. Cassie.
Hi, everyone. Oh, the lights are bright up here. Helen did warn me. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Cassie. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Thrive. And as you look around today, there are probably a few visuals, look and feels that you're all probably not very familiar with. You're probably thinking it's not the Thrive we know and love. That's because we've been working on something really special. And with all of you in the room here today, it's the perfect opportunity to reveal a new Thrive. Oh, I thought the sound was going to be louder than that. Should we try again? I had this pictured in my head and it went really well. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So it's actually time to say goodbye to the orange and welcome a whole new brand that you can see today. We've been so excited to share this with you, and today you're actually getting the first ever look at the new us. The driving force behind this change has been a few things. The first is growth. Setting up for 2024 has been all about maturity and evolving our brand to emulate the company we are today and the journey we're about to embark on. And with all that exciting transformative change that Mark was just talking about, I'm sure you agree that the timing is just right. Secondly, it's to continue to stand out and make an impact. Yes, as you probably know from the back of our t-shirts, impact is the word of the year for us. We've never been one to sit on the sidelines and be complacent. So it's about keeping things fresh, fun, modern. And we were really inspired with some of the new developments that are coming up with the platform and the content service. And it's really hard for me not to say it all right here, right now, but I'll let Al and Matt explain a little bit more about that. But that's what has really sparked this change. It started with innovation and has evolved into something that's way more than just a lick of paint. And as you go throughout the day, please take a little bit of time to get familiar with your surroundings, soak it all in, really take in the big change, because we hope you all love it as much as we do. whilst I'm up here, I also want to take a quick opportunity for a little plug. So can you all raise your hand if any of you here today, any customers, have worked closely with myself, Ian Blackburn, Ellie, Hayley, any of the Data and Thrive Impact team? Some hands are going up. So for those of you that don't know, Thrive Impact is the service subscription which unlocks a data and creative team that sets out to support you evidencing real business ROI. And a fun fact is actually 25% of our platform customers are now signed up to Thrive Impact. And we're actually just welcomed a new customer marketing manager on board, Kylie, who is here today, but I can't see for the life of me. So Kylie will give you a little wave and she can talk to you a little bit about Thrive Impact at lunch today. But since merging these two services, we've seen great successes with our experimentation approach to measuring learning activity. And this has led to some really exciting awards shortlists. So I wanted to give a little shout out to Vodafone, Rob, if you're here, Becky at Ann Summers, who I can see you, and Terry at Vonage, who I know sat up there somewhere, saw him earlier today, who are all finalists at this year's Learning Technology Awards. And we're wishing you lots of luck as we go through that presentation process together. So if that's not enough, I really do invite you to have a chat with your CSM and talk a little bit about this game-changing service and what we can do to help you prove real impact. Right, ad over, and that's enough from me. So I hope you all enjoy your day. Enjoy the celebration party, after party tonight, where we'll be celebrating our brand new brand. And I'll hand you back over to Mark. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so as well as one of the statistics that I showed earlier on was for the amount of content items that have been added to Thrive Content, over 1,000 new titles, which is a huge number. It's also really significant because it's actually the number that we originally set ourselves an objective for and a target for to reach full stop. So to do that in a year is incredible. And so I want to say a massive thank you to all of the team members that have been making that possible, all of our script writers and designers and all of the other roles that are part and parcel of that. And I'm going to invite now Al Thompson, who's our Chief Content Officer. She's going to share a little bit with us about Thrive Content and what we can expect over the next 6 to 9 months.
It is very bright, isn't it? So hello, everyone. For those who don't yet know me, I'm Al, Chief Content Officer at Thrive. And wow, it's great to be here. Quite a bit bigger than last year, isn't it? And what a journey it's been since we launched Content Club 2 years ago. I'm super excited and a little bit nervous about being on this stage to share some updates to our content offering today.
Probably help if I didn't nick this, sorry.
Oh, you can do the buttons.
No, you do it.
What do I need to do?
The green one.
Green one. Should I do it now?
Sorry.
Well rehearsed. Mark, should I push it now? Yeah, great. Here we go. So as you know, whatever product you have, we work really closely with you all. And you all help shape what our products look like. With our 2 content products, Content Club, and most recently Compliance Club, having listened to you and the increasing need for relevant sector content, we are now at a place where we can give you more for less and simplify our offering. We don't want anyone to miss out, which is why for the first time, we're introducing tiered pricing for content based on your company size. Not only that, we have broken down our compliance offering to create sector suites, which are now available as individual catalogues, again with the lower tiered pricing. Content Club will now be known as Core, and you can purchase Core and/or sector suites that are most relevant to you. Both come with the wonderful wraparound service that some of you already know and love. So I'm pleased to announce that we have 6 new sector suites, which the team have been working really hard on creating over the last 2 months. Financial services, food and drink manufacturing, hospitality, public sector, professional services, and retail. Each suite contains content specific to your industry in terms of compliance and our most popular topics, such as customer service, project management, working together, and communication skills. These have been rethemed and made specific to your industries. So I want to say a huge thanks, not that I can see any faces, to Blue Triangles, so Fiona if you're here, Princes and Homebase, who have all helped shape this exciting new offering. Working in this way with a more focused approach enables us to build on all catalogues every quarter based on your needs. In addition to this, we are pleased to be launching our new content community, bolstering our great service. It's not worked. There we go. And bringing you more focused working groups and events to bring you together to solve common L&D challenges and continue making the most of our content. So come and talk to me or Reese, our community manager, today if you'd like to see any demos or discuss more of what's on offer and what is important to you. So many thanks, everyone, for your patience while I spoke rather nervously, and back over to Mark.
Okay, and for the next section, another one of the statistics that you may have seen on the screen before was 35 feature releases from our technical and engineering teams. And that's just from the start of 2023, so I didn't actually do it over the full year. We've had a huge amount going on with the platform, and there's a number of different kind of teams to say thank you to, including the engineering team, the delivery teams, QA, product design, all of those different areas that go towards making just one single feature possible. Some massive things that we've been able to achieve there over the past 12 months have really been inspired by the feedback that you've given us. And so again, I really want to say a big thank you for all of the partnership and the support that you've given us on that. I'm going to hand over to Matt Oliver, who's our head of product, and he's going to share a little bit more about what we can expect from the platform.
Thank you all. I'm not going to mention the lights, and I've got the clicker. Way. I'm Matthew Oliver, head up the product team at Thrive, for those who have met me. I will be hanging around at lunchtime lots, so please come and say hello is the first thing I want to say. I just wanted to reflect on a few things, really, what we've done over the last 18 months that's enabled us to innovate, okay? And I think there's three core sort of things. And number one, it's in our people, okay? So we have sort of doubled the size of our team. We've brought in new skills, people from other industries, not just L&D. We've really built that over the course of the last 18 months. Secondly, it's our processes. So we've really got some really good agile processes in place, ready going forward to enable us to really sort of innovate. And the key word today, creativity, innovation being key. And then we've also recently invested in some product analytics tools so we can see who's doing what on the platform, what features you're using, what features you're not using as well. So those are great, but we know we cannot stand still. And there's one key ingredient we need to add to that, which I want to ask you about. And that is, and it's sort of come up a few times, we need to start experimenting. Yeah? Doing one thing, one idea, is not going to be enough for us going forward. So we need to start doing lots and lots of different things. And some of those things we're going to get wrong, and some of those things we're going to stop. To do that, though, we can't do that alone. So what I'm asking today is, actually, in the next month on Thrive Tribe, we're going to be launching the product panel. And what we want you to do, put your name down, give us your email address and your name, and over the course of time, we might ask you, come and try something for us. Do an experiment for us, yeah? It could be a bit of user testing, it might be a questionnaire, it might be just looking at some designs, okay? But it's going to be really important that you join us on this journey, yeah? We can't do it ourselves. I was thinking about saying, I want to experiment on you, but that's not the right thing. But join us on these experiments, yeah? Because it's going to really shape how we go. And I think linking back to what sort of Pippa said, we don't want to do that straight sort of journey and pushing where AI is pushing us, yeah? We want to try lots of different things. So that's about experiments. What's coming up? So the exciting bits of what is happening over the next year. So first up, a couple of months ago, we invested in some new UI developers because we actually thought we need a bit of a refresh, okay? So much in line with the brand, we thought the platform itself needs a bit of a refresh. So making it much easier to use, much clearer, and above anything on this is really about making it more accessible to everybody, okay? So we are in the process of starting to roll that out. That actually was a release yesterday. You may not have probably seen it, but on the notifications page, we're going to start drip feeding this stuff out, okay? And one thing that's going to be in the box a little bit later on, and hopefully there's some excitement here because so many people have asked it, if I look at all the feature requests, but what is coming is, yes, dark mode, people. So there is a bit of excitement, yeah, good. So dark mode is coming. So a key thing, really excited about. And again, coming back to that accessibility though, why we're doing it, we want more accessible, we're changing that contrast on some things, lots of bits going on there. Over the course of this quarter as well, so we've also got automating subtitles, so you better upload a video out of the box, in a few minutes you get your subtitles delivered, okay? So utilizing some AI within there. And then we're going to make it easier to create manual audiences as well. So again, grab a CSV with an audience, pop it into the platform. But the big ticket item I would say for Q4 that most excited about, and hopefully people are, but tasks in pathways is at last coming, people. So the ability to actually upload some evidence, add a task into a pathway to build curriculums is going to be, I think, a really key feature that, start thinking about how you can use this as well. So, into next year. And I just want to talk a little bit about two things that we've got to really be focusing on as a team. First of all is skills and goals. And there's three key challenges that we really want to actually try and look at within this. Number one is how do we make it easier to create a goal? And that's not just how do we make the UI a bit nicer, etc. Yes, it's in there, but I know when I'm creating goals with my team, it's actually quite it's a challenge. What is it? What is the task? What content? Actually, how can we make that much more intuitive, much easier for you? The next one is how do we make it easier to learn from others? At the heart of Thrive is this concept about group learning, about learning from others, about user-generated content. So how do we actually use SMEs in the company? How do we tap into them as much as anything? And actually, how do we enable coaching, mentoring in the platform as well? So a key thing. And then thirdly, how do we actually collaborate on goals? Goals shouldn't be a one-to-one thing in our eyes. A goal can be a one-to-many thing. So you can join a goal, grab onto a goal, with other people in that goal, work together on that goal going forward. So going to be really working on a lot of things on there. And then the other big thing that we will be concentrating on is how do we stay up to date with the platform? We know there's a lot of noise in the platform, so notifications, you're going up there, you're cancelling them, your inbox is full of them. But actually, is notifications really the way forward? So we're really going under the here, got to experiment lots on this one. So actually, how can we surface those assignments, surface that communication that you actually failed to read last week, surface those, what are those other people in the business working on, that you're following, that is interesting. So we really want to get this and make it much easier for you to find it going forward. So just a few things. Mark's going to talk about some other stuff as well, but myself and Phil, a senior product manager, as I said, going to be in the actual, where we're having lunch. We've actually got some experiments, so come, play, give us your feedback on that, and we won't experiment on you. So thank you very much.
Getting a workout with all these stairs. So, I don't know why I'm looking at, why do I always do that? So, the kind of final section of, and to wrap up this session, I want to think a little bit about our expectations looking forward and where we think things will be going. We've talked a little bit this morning about artificial intelligence and the ways in which we need to change our mindsets on certain things. But from that, I mentioned earlier on that we think that there's probably a radical change coming in terms of the paradigms of learning. And we can see some of those already emerging. But I just wanted to share some thoughts on that, really. These 4 points behind me, each of them talk about a different aspect of the way in which we we'll see expectations around our solutions changing, whether that be from our end users or from the people who are asking us to achieve things and setting us objectives. But in each of these kind of pockets, we've got a different kind of element. Awareness of individual need and status is one of the things that I'm most excited about. Because when we think about personalization within the tools that we have available today, personalization is something that really focuses on archetype or population, i.e., we know that you're probably going to need this content because you're part of this vertical, and maybe this applies as well. But beyond kind of 2 dimensions of understanding what someone might find relevant, it's pretty limited. With tools like generative AI, we have the ability to feed a system with more understanding of the context that someone is facing in their role. So it might be information about a current project that they're working on. It might be that they've got a new team member that's just started. It might be that they've just finished some leave, or they've got a review coming soon. Each of those tidbits of information tell us something about the kinds of questions that person might be asking and the type of information that might be relevant and useful to them. And increasingly, we're going to see expectations, we believe, for systems to come to the learners and provide information in a timely manner, which is another of the points that I've kind of made above. Aside from that, talking about kind of providing guidance on how to progress, one of the areas that we've seen a lot already, there's been a lot of noise on within the industry, is being able to generate more stuff and being able to create things. And that's a great starting point, being able to kind of create pathways and goals and auto-generate those and also fill them out. That's something that I'm going to be showing you in a moment on one of my slides. But that's really only the first step. And the expectation that we have to think about going forward is being able to answer the question of not knowing what you don't know. What goal should I be setting myself to develop my career? What could I be doing? And there's some stuff that we can do on that today. But basically, with tools like AI, we're already experimenting and finding that we can be really effective at prompting and saying, hey, actually, this is a thing that might be really relevant to your role. It might be relevant on the basis that other people are working on it. It might be relevant just purely on the basis that you've looked at some stuff recently, or you've asked a question, or whatever else it might be. So again, all of that context can feed into a tool that enables us to guide people much more accurately. And finally, the thing that will change most immediately is the expectation around sharing knowledge and how directly people expect to be able to get that knowledge. Today, we have a model whereby people may search. They're going to have answers basically in the form of resources that they can click into, and then the expectation is that they're going to assimilate the information that we give them, whether that be through a PDF or a video or whatever, and then from there, they're going to learn what they need to know. And in some cases, some of our content is quite long form, and it can take a bit of time to kind of run through that. That's been a principle of Thrive from day one, is to try and break that content down a little bit more and make it easier for people to digest. But in many ways, we expect that that's going to turn on its head now, because with AI, we have the ability to answer questions immediately and provide the knowledge that someone's looking for as part of the response itself. And that's something that we can already see that in the research that we're doing. It's changing immediately. So a few kind of key projects. These are things that we have that are kind of under covers a little bit. They're things that won't be making their way into the staging environment tomorrow or anything like that. And we're building like MVPs, minimal viable products, to see what impact do they have when we introduce them and how well do they work. Some of them we expect to fail. Some of them we think could have a really big impact on the products. Now, a couple of key examples that I want to highlight. One of them is the kind of natural language reporting feature. This is something that's been pioneered by Ian Blackburn, who leads our Data Lab team. He's been working on some tooling that enables a user to basically type a sentence that describes some analysis that they would like to be done, a question that they might have about activity on the platform, or some deeper understanding that they're looking for. And using generative AI, we're able to generate a dashboard for that automatically and on the fly. It's very much the experience that the Data Lab team have been manually offering in terms of bringing their expertise to be able to create a dashboard and share information and insights. But being able to do that all instantaneously and without any manual interaction, just being able to immediately get the answers that you're looking for. That's a project that we've been running for the last few months, and we're going to be building it into an MVP within the platform itself. It's got to that stage now, and we're very excited that that's something that we talked about, kind of experimentation and that kind of stuff a moment ago. That's one of the experiments that we're hoping to kind of bring and share and get some of your feedback on to understand how impactful it's going to be. There's a couple of other examples here, various different features and ideas that we're kind of scrabbling around with and experimenting. But I'm not going to kind of go into every single one, but if you'd like to know any more, please do grab me during lunch or afterwards. And yeah, I think hopefully I just wanted to lift the covers a little bit and show a little bit about what's being done with research and development, and to talk about where some of that investment that I mentioned earlier on is going to go. We're going to have projects like this, but more, and we're hoping that more of them are going to be kind of surfacing up and making their way into the platform. So lots to be excited about. I just wanted to wrap up by saying another thank you. Again, you have been a huge part of the journey that we've been on over the last 6 years. We wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't have the tools that we have today without the insights that you give us and the understanding that you offer us. And so we are eternally grateful for all of the support that you give us and the partnering. So yeah, a massive thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you, everyone.